There you go.
Get started.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay, it's 5 o'clock and we'll call this meeting of the Police and Fire Commission to order. Roll call, Bloom,
Here.
Diggles.
Yep.
Stewart here, Thomas Guard.
Yep.
And Wyland here. Any public comments? We have no audience yet. Anyone online?
Nope. Hi, Brandon. He's.
Oh, unless, did you want to say something? Nobody here?
Should make it quick and easy, then.
Yeah. Chair comments. I just wanted to welcome Bruce Diggles to the commission. Happy to have you here, Bruce.
Thank you.
As the other thing that, one of the things that we break down our commission, Bruce, is two subcommittees, so to speak. One is a 2-member liaison team for police hires. And one is a 2-member fire department liaison team for fire hires. And I'd like to assign you to the fire department one, if that's okay with you. You'll be teaming up with Leo on interviews and so forth on candidates that come through the fire department. One change to the agenda, although it's under the fire chief monthly report, fire department promotions. Chief, if you want to give us a broad overview of the promotion process, that's great. But in reference to any specifically named individual, we'll wait till closed session. And are you, can you put that advertisement verbiage up on the electronic sign that I sent you?
It is.
Oh, does it cursor through a number of announcements?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it goes through a bunch of them that Ben puts up there.
okay. I sat there for like 3 minutes and it didn't change from fire department volunteers needed.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure how long they stay up, but yeah, it rotates through.
Okay, gotcha.
So is there somebody inside all day that can,
Yeah, Ben has access to it. We could do it and change whatever you want to put on.
no, I mean, it said, apply inside or, see somebody
It was
inside.
office. Oh, you mean at the fire department?
Yeah,
Fire department, no.
Okay.
And as soon as the Solaris update happens, where we get our new phones and whatnot, I'll be able to forward my office phone to my cell phone.
okay.
So hopefully that'll help. Help with that stuff too.
Okay. Next item is approve the minutes of September 9th meeting. Did you all get a chance to review those? And if so, is there a motion to approve those?
I motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second by Andrea Bloom, motion. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Status of police chief position advertisements. I have received one application, and although we won't discuss it now, we'll wait till the deadline. I just wanted to give everyone a copy of that applicant's documents that he sent for your review later. And we'll bless you. Excuse me. We'll see if you get more. If we get more.
Oh, thank you.
The other things I wanted to mention about the police chief position is previous discussions with the FHR committee and the public safety committee resulted in a goal of us finishing our process by December 15th. And appointing a police chief. I haven't confirmed this, but there was no problems when I talked to folks, and appointing the police chief by February 3rd is our goal date. That will give the new chief 2 weeks with Scott for some inside internal training. So that's our goal. Gary Bloom informed me he did get an ad in the, I'm sorry, what publication is that?
The City Times.
City Times. He got that in, we got, on time, our, advertisements up and running as of October first in WileyNet and the Wisconsin Police Chief Association and the Village Employment Opportunity tab, for Port Edwards. So we're waiting for him to roll in now.
And remind me, what was the deadline that we put on?
10/31 is the deadline for. applicants. Any questions about any of that? If not, Chief Least, you have a report for us?
Yeah, so, this month's been fairly steady as far as calls go. We did take a Sunset Gold G2 for gas and natural gas meter that was purchased by ERCO for us. As a donation, and I did a write-up for them for the Wisconsin State Fire Journal, and then we're also gonna put a post on our Facebook page thanking them for it. I did put in a grant to Firehouse Subs for 10 sets of turnout gear for approximately almost $39,000, which is 100% paid by them, nothing on the village. But it just helps me with hopefully working on getting that done. I did hold promotions and interviews for promotions this past month. That we'll talk about later. Basically it was a promotion board of 4 members, myself, the assistant chief, a very senior member of the department, and then a very junior member of the department to give a good wide range of opinions, I guess you'd say. So they had an interview panel with each of us having about 4 questions, and then they had what's called an ICS scenario or an incident command scenario, to where they had to tell me what their actions would be in the first 10 minutes of a structure fire. Trucks have all been dealt with. They're all up and running good.
Okay,
Yeah, that's really about it.
thank you. And besides the 2 applicants, that we just received, plus the 3rd that was in the process, anything else coming in that you're aware of?
I did get a note on my door about someone else that wanted to apply. But I called that person back and I haven't heard back from them yet.
Okay,
And then I am gonna be starting a first responder class and running it in January at the fire station that will be teaching through Midstate. So whoever I get to come to that class will be certified as first responder or EMR.
great.
Are there any prerequisites to attending that?
Nope.
That's in January.
Yep, starting in January, I'll probably meet twice a week. So I'm gonna try to make it a faster paced class, I guess you'd say, so it gets done faster. But
And I know those are state certified, so I'm assuming it culminates in a state test?
yep, at the end, they'll be
Okay.
certified to be full-fledged EMRs, and they could, hopefully we'll get some from our village here and that people wanna do. I do have 5 from Rome that wanna take it. A couple from Vesper. And then I think Midstate's gonna farm it out to outlying people as well.
All right,
Anybody from the village so far?
I have one of my firefighters that wants to do it, and then possibly one other one.
all right, thanks, chief. Police chief monthly report, Scott?
I have very little to report. I did go to the high school today. We've been working with the fire department, for this emergency services or protective services club. Which as of the other day had nobody sign up for. So they did have a grit assembly today, which not sure what that means, but, and they announced it and there had already been one person had signed up in the 4 minutes that they had in between classes. So, I'm gonna try to work my magic to get as many people interested in that as possible. they've kind of been selling it as people who want to get into law enforcement or fire service or whatever. And I'm gonna try pitching it as even, you just wanna know more about it. Because the truth is I think so many people have questions, even though they don't really think that that's what they're gonna do as a profession. If we can get people interested in them, it might spark that change. As far as status of the part-time officer recruitment, it's not been so good so far. Due to some lack of effort on my part, but with all the area police departments hiring full-time, Nacusa's got an open position right now at $34 and change. It's hard to get somebody to come here for 21. So,
It's the Goose's entry level,
it's, yeah, starting patrol officer full-time.
34,
I believe, I'm not exactly sure on the number, but
and
yeah,
we're around 21
for part-time, yes,
for part-time.
yes, so we never really made that jump with part-time as far as the wages, and that's probably showed. I mean, in the past, we've always gotten full-time people to come work part-time here. That has kind of died off since their wages have increased steadily and ours really haven't.
Okay,
So, I mean, they can work overtime for their own department for $50 an hour, or come here and work for 21, and then worry about getting hurt. And how they're gonna be compensated. So, I still have faith that we hopefully can get some people on board, but, so far it's been slow going.
okay. Nothing, no applications in the back drawer or anything that we've received.
I think anything that I have received have, has been forwarded to you at the time we received them, so it's been
Quite a
quite some time.
Yeah.
Probably a year plus,
Okay,
so.
all right, I'll just keep this
Yeah,
topic on
keep
the
it-
agenda,
absolutely.
so.
Yep.
It's in the back of your mind, or?
Yeah, and honestly, if, as soon as I get anything,
Yeah,
you'll be the first to know.
okay, sounds good. Anything else, Scott?
I don't think so.
Any questions for Scott? Okay, the next thing we're set to do is go into closed session to discuss all pending fire department applications plus.
You want me to let you know when we're done, Brandon?
I might run home quick and.
Okay,
Plus fire promotions.
Do you want me to shut the door?
Would you please? We need a motion to go into closed session.
I motion to go into closed session.
Motion by Bloom, second by Wyland. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, so we're in closed session,
Nope.
so we can discuss.
one moment. I mute the microphone.
Okay.
And turn off camera. All right,
Did we make a motion to go into open session?
we should be.
I did. You just didn't hear it. Yep, so moved.
Okay, back in open session.
Second by,
There you go.
Let's see, with regard to the first responder applicants, I'd be looking for a motion to, move both of those applicants to the next phase of the process.
I so move.
I second it.
Motion by Bloom, second by Diggles. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
With regard to the third fire department applicant that was further along in the process, I'm looking for a motion to have that applicant, be requested to take a medical examination prior to employment. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Moved by Wyland, second by Bloom.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Chief, in regards to those three potential employees, would you make notifications of the next step for each of those persons?
I will.
Okay. With regard to, the chief's recommendations for fire department promotions. Is there a motion to approve Chief Leese's recommendations to promote Lieutenant Mansell to captain?
Yes, I make the motion to approve.
Oh, you know what? I'm
We
sorry.
can do them all
We're gonna
together.
do them all together.
Together, but
To make the following promotion, make the following promotions. Lieutenant Mansell to captain, Lieutenant Abley to captain. Firefighter Kaler to lieutenant, and firefighter Schultz to lieutenant.
And Mansell to E EMS.
In addition, Lieutenant Mansell to EMS director. Is there, a motion to that effect?
I make the motion, we accept
Motion
Chief
by,
Lacy's, recommendations.
motion by
Second.
Diggles, second by Thomas Guard. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Chief, would you also notify those, applicant, or, those internal candidates of their promotions? And would you coordinate, a village board meeting, ceremonial
Yes.
promotional? Which I think would be the November
one, I think, yeah.
meeting.
do we need to do any sort of motion regarding the associates who have been elevated?
No, I don't believe so.
Right.
I think that's at the chief's discretion, and he advised us. Although you're gonna probably update your roster.
Yes, I will be updating my
And then
roster.
send that
Email
out to
all of
us.
you guys a new updated roster.
Is there, I forgot now, of what our total is, 15? 16?
19, I believe. I believe. Cool.
Cause I know you counted positions that weren't filled that one time.
It might be.
Yeah,
Not the-
Phantom.
yeah.
They're there.
Okay. Let's see, that's great. So a lot of good work done today. Any other, questions or comments? Any commissioner comments? No? Okay. Next meeting date, you know, it might be dependent on if, Commissioner Diggles and Commissioner Thomas Guard, the progress they make on their interviews of fire applicants or first responder applicants, actually.
Yeah, do you wanna wait? We'll just set it until we.
Yeah, why don't we make it to be determined?
Yeah.
Well, I think we need to have one no later than the first week in November, just because of the deadline for the police applicants. So we're gonna need to push that process forward after the 31st.
That's right, after the 31st.
Yeah, do you want to go Monday, the 7th?
The fourth?
Oops, I'm looking in October. Monday, the 4th, I mean?
At some point, I thought I would be in the Bahamas on a cruise on that day. I'm not sure when, why or how, but I'm not going to be on a cruise in the Bahamas, so sure.
They're overrated.
Yeah.
I should,
Wishful
I should be
thinking.
back in the country by then.
Yeah.
I'll be in Bon Air the week
Well,
before.
look at you, you really will be someplace fun.
Uh,
Fun here.
Weeks worth of scuba.
I think it's better because the 11th is Veterans Day.
And I mean, and then we're getting close to Thanksgiving and deer season, and if they,
I know.
what do we have for a deadline? 12/15. So November's gonna fly. I think. the
I know,
fourth
we
is a
got a
good
lot of
idea.
work to do. Oh, and then, and so, all right, so let's make it the 4th at 5 o'clock is our next meeting. And, just, this is one of the rare times in the year where we may be calling special meetings. And that would be to interview candidates. Scott, we're gonna be asking you to, do some really in-depth background checks for us for
Okay.
police chief applicants.
Okay.
Um,
And that's something, depending on candidates, that I may defer.
you mean if you get an internal applicant, you're gonna defer?
Yeah, I almost think that it might be better
To
to
who?
do them
Do you have
outside.
a county contact that would do it for us?
I'm sure I could
Okay,
do that.
all right.
So we can discuss as the time, as it comes up.
Yeah. Um,
I almost wonder if we should have whoever does it from the county, if we do have internal, do it for all applicants.
I would prefer that.
Yeah, I think that might make the most sense and be the least open to any type of liability.
well,
Depending on if there's candidates from there.
well, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
Valid.
yeah. Well, let's see how things go in the next couple of weeks when the rest of the applicants come in and we'll I'd almost like to talk to you about potential different folks doing that if we have internal candidates as well as external. It'd be nice if we, like Andrea said, was more of a consistent,
Oh, I agree.
report.
I think it needs to be.
And so too.
Although I gotta say that this is, our December 15th is gonna be here before we know it, and,
Right.
really, the backgrounds have to be really extensive. To include employer interviews and,
Very much so.
yeah. Okay. What was the other thing I wanted to say? As I get, more applicants, I'll forward them to you just for your review, not to discuss, not to take any action on, but just so you, have it in your hands to review before we meet again. Also keep in mind, some decent, questions to, have when we interview candidates. And thirdly, I am going to start reaching out to a couple of, local, police contacts with regard to an assessment panel for those candidates and see if we can't, because it worked very well for us with fire as well as, the previous police, job 5 years ago, 6. So almost want to start getting a commitment on that from that assessment panel as well. You guys all good with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions or comments or?
That's the three of us hang around for a second afterwards. We'll look at calendars and dates where we can
Okay.
maybe get at least two folks together before you go.
We'll have to,
And Bruce, the reason why these committees are only 2 commissioners and a chief is because if there's 3 commissioners anywhere, it constitutes a meeting, and we have to advertise, we have to comply with the Open Meetings Act and so forth. So that's why we have those subcommittees, so
That's fine.
a little more efficient. Anybody else got anything? All right, we'll adjourn at 6:30, Leo.
Okay.